Hey guys!
Hey guys!
We're back with another sci-fi review. This time we're reviewing the sci-fi original series, The Expanse, Season 1, Episode 4, titled CQB. If you haven't seen that episode yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, you're going to want to skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. I gotta tell you, I didn't like this episode. I loved it!
I was gonna say, are you crazy?
It was so good.
Yeah, it was amazingly good. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It was like, as an episode, it was basically at a dead sprint from start to finish. It was absolutely exhausting and awesome.
Yes, it was fantastic. There were some really amazing graphic things that they did.
Yeah.
Like the decapitation with the blood coming out of the neck, out the breech.
Yeah.
And 2, when gravity turns back on and the pool floating above the body comes back down. Like, those two in particular, I was like, that was really fascinating.
And gross and awesome.
Yeah.
One of the things I really loved about this episode is the space battle itself reminded me a lot of like Battlestar Galactica and the Honor Harrington series. And the Honor Harrington series hasn't been translated to television or film or anything like that, but it's just novels. And it might have been done as a comic book, maybe? I don't think so, though. But basically, I'm almost positive it hasn't been translated into any visual medium, period. It's all words on a page. But the description from those books, it is exactly what we just saw in this episode.
Yeah.
And during this battle, Captain Yao is totally chill.
Yeah. That's probably what reminded us so much about the Honor Harrington books, is that it makes a point of pointing out how very calm and collected Honor is on the outside while she has all this internal stuff going on. And yeah, the captain was totally like that, where she was very calm and was like, okay, we're going to do this, and now we're going to do this. Okay. Boom.
Yeah, even when she had to self-destruct the ship, she was very calm about it. And she did remark out loud, I didn't think we could lose. And that is like the most emotion that we get from her. And there's really not a lot of it there. So she's just just stone. And I'm super sad that character is gone now.
Yeah.
Because after this episode is such a strong episode for her, even though she didn't get a ton of screen time. She
knew that if Holden didn't get away and say, Mars didn't do this, my bad, that Mars would be under attacks. And it was basically, well, he has to get away, and if I don't self-destruct my ship, he won't. So my life and the life of my crew's forfeit, he has to get away for the better of Mars.
Yeah.
It was just so, like, very calm and collected and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she orders Lopez to basically escort Holden and help him get away, and they end up together. It's Holden and his crew with Lopez, and I don't know how to feel about Lopez. Like, he totally just, looking at him, he looks like a bad guy.
Yeah, he looks like an evil villain.
Yeah.
Which would kind of, if he turns out to be a good guy, I wouldn't be surprised because he looks so villainistic that it would make sense for him to be a good guy.
And and he interrogates a member of this mystery group who's boarded the Donager, and it certainly seems like through his actions that Lopez is not a villain. He doesn't have any villainous intent. But looking at him,
he just looks like a villain.
Like a bad guy.
He just looks like a villain. And I don't know, the fact that he's the only Mars person to make it off, I was like, well, how
much bad luck can Holden have? Like, he has the one, like, OPA member of the Mars crew on his ship now. How much bad luck can one person have?
Yeah.
And so it does raise the question, who attacked? Who blew up the Canterbury? Who attacked the Donager? I mean, we can assume that it's the OPA because we meet a new character in this episode named Fred Johnson, played by Chad Coleman, of course, who played Tyrese in The Walking Dead. And he asks for an update on the Donager, and it was, stated briefly in that conversation how he had, strong ties to the OPA. So I guess that does hint that the OPA is behind the attack, But then, you know, they mentioned that this technology is beyond anything the OPA has. Yeah. So it's still beyond kind of a mystery.
Anybody has. Yeah.
So it's still a mystery. Is it the OPA? Is it not? Is it a new group? What is going on? There's so much mystery here, and it's just so interesting and engaging. I love it.
I love aliens, so I really wanted it to be an alien race. Like, I didn't want it to be human, because especially when they kept saying, you know, this technology, nobody has this yet.
Yeah.
I really wanted it to be aliens. I was kind of just a smidgen disappointed that it wasn't. Although, I mean, technically, it could be some sort of parasitic alien that uses the human body as a host.
The blue glowy monster could be a parasite that turns the people into, like, drones, basically. We don't really know. Something happened on Phoebe Station. We don't know what happened. Lopez is very interested in finding out what happened on Phoebe Station. Hopefully we get that soon.
Yes.
Because I have a feeling it is somehow connected to the blue glowy monster. We don't know what it's called yet. I'm just going to call it, even after we find out what it is, I'm going to call it the blue glowy monster.
Blue glowy monster.
And the majority of this episode did center around the Donager and the battle on the ship. But we did get some time with Miller, and he found a body, or he was actually in the morgue examining a body, trying to, you know, identify the body. And he identifies it as, what's the guy's name? Busy Batico.
Yes.
And he goes to track down this guy, and everybody's laughing at him. He's like, Busy Batico's there, and the guy's like on TV. It's like an outlawed sport, slingshotting.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
But he's basically on TV, and they're like, you dummy, he's right there. And then Busy dies. So who's the guy in the morgue? At first I thought maybe it was Havelock. Maybe they gave him these disguise implants thing that the one lady was talking about post-mortem. But no, we find Havelock just a couple of moments later, and he survived being impaled.
Somehow he survived being impaled onto a wall through the center of his chest.
Yeah. So, which I'm really glad about.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's a tiny bit far-fetched because it's totally a mortal wound.
No, well...
Okay, Miss Anatomy.
Yes and no. It is plausible, but he's got some real good luck right now. So, and the rebarb's like still in him, so that's good because it's making it so he doesn't bleed out.
Right.
But it obviously wasn't very center mass.
He's basically, it had been off center a little bit.
Yeah, it had to be off center because if it was through the IVC or the aorta, not so much bleeding out, but if the rebar was there blocking it, he'd be dead from everywhere down from where the aorta is at. Because he would just, you know, it would block the flow of oxygenated blood. So, he's really, really lucky. He should probably play the lottery.
Alright, this past week we did purchase the first book in the series, which I have begun reading, and I am an extremely slow reader, so you're going to have to wait. But I'm really looking forward to digging into this because I'm loving the show, and I want to get as much reading done as I can because I want to get ahead of the show in the book. Which, good luck to me on that. But I'll try my absolute best. I'm really, really enjoying the show. I know you are.
Me too. Oh my gosh. I'm loving the show.
I would love to know what you guys think. Talk to us down in the comments. Let's discuss it. Let us know if we missed anything, if we got something wrong, if there's something you think we should have talked about that we didn't. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to let us know by clicking that like button and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.